Happy, smiling faces, transcending national and cultural differences. Like people, shouldn't companies also have expressions? A company with a smile, that's what Marubeni strives to be. Our company began when a merchant from Omi began trading in kimonos about 150 years ago. Some of the kosode, short-sleeved kimono, said to have been worn by Yodogimi, the concubine of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, are in safe custody at Marubeni. We have even commissioned a project to reproduce the kosode as they symbolize the foundation of Marubeni. 150 years since its foundation, Marubeni's operations have grown into a global network covering 74 countries with offices in 134 locations.
Hello. We represent Marubeni, a general trading company. The scope of our business operations is very extensive. In fact, it wouldn't be exaggerating to say that we are involved with every aspect of the day-to-day living of people. Let's see how our business operations are involved in the daily lives of people in this presentation.
Marubeni exports automobiles to overseas markets. In the US and England, we operate automobile dealerships. Gasoline, LNG, and other energy commodities are also important trading items for Marubeni. Marubeni is actively involved in developing homes and offices. We are involved in a wide range of electric power ventures, like national projects, as well as practical fuel cells. The stable and safe supply of food is also an important mission of Marubeni. We also trade in various kinds of chemical products. Building up value chains is at the core of our forest product operations. We're proposing new lifestyles through our textile and apparel business operations. We are also involved in railway and infrastructure construction projects, also in shipping and energy resource plant projects. Our activities range from securing sources to involvement with building global logistics systems. Marubeni provides information network solutions. Our operations are involved in almost every aspect of people's daily lives.
With such extensive coverage, we perceive ourselves to be in the business of providing comprehensive service. In order for us to promptly provide a variety of services, it is essential that we hold clear foresights on the markets. So, let us show you some examples of our prompt responding operations in South America, the Middle East, and East Asia. First, we shall look at Brazil, a nation with expansive land.
A vast soybean farm spreads over the expansive land of Brazil. Today, Brazil ranks second to the US in soybean production and is catching up at a rapid pace. Global consumption of soybeans is increasing rapidly due to growing demands in China and other Asian nations. That's why we turned our attention to Brazil. Yet, soybean trade with Brazil has been an uncharted field for Japanese firms. We collaborated with a local trading group in procuring soybeans. At the same time, we invested in a port terminal company and built storage silos to establish our own exporting base. In this way, we secured a channel for exporting to Japan and other Asian nations. Now, let us proceed to the small peninsular nation of Qatar, jutting out into the Persian Gulf. With the discovery of LNG in Qatar, interest has intensified in recent years because of the vast reserves and from expectations for a long-term stable supply. Marubeni has been involved with LNG projects in Qatar since the early 80s, and production from the project has been on the commercial market since 1997. We have entered into a long-term LNG sales contract with 8 Japanese electric and gas companies until the year 2021. Production and distribution has been making stable progress. Now let us turn to China, Asia's economic giant. In 1998, Marubeni was the first Japanese trading company to engage in housing development in Shanghai, establishing our brand image. The business relationships we had nurtured in over 25 years of trading in China made it possible.
In addition to prompt response, quality is also required of these operations. In order to provide higher quality, it is essential that we construct what is called a value chain that covers production, distribution, and sales. To this extent, we are developing a comprehensively integrated vertical framework under the management policy of from upstream to downstream. To put this in more practical terms, we feed back the needs of the consumers, which is the downstream, to the producers, the upstream. Let us show you some actual cases, starting from the downstream, which in most cases are located in Japan.
We are strengthening our relationships with Daiei Incorporated and various other consumer retail distribution companies. Being able to analyze consumer purchasing behaviors on a daily basis allows us to reflect the consumer needs directly to the supply side. By being involved in the goods production process, we can provide services compatible with the consumer's perspective. Let us present one example involving beef production. This is Rangers Valley Ranch in Australia. Marubeni decided to hold a stake in ranch management with soil and water inspected and a comprehensive sanitary control system to safely raise cattle. No hormonal drugs are used, and every cow undergoes multiple inspections before the products are shipped. Once again, we look at Brazil. This is the Brazilian soybean terminal that we saw earlier. We have established a seamless distribution system from the farm to inland transportation, to the loading port for export, which is segregated and thoroughly controlled. Marubeni believes that by being involved in production, distribution, and sales, we can assure stability to the producers and gain the confidence of consumers.
In these operations across the world, as shown to you here, understanding and cooperation from the local societies are indispensable. This is another reason why CSR, corporate social responsibility, is being put to the test in modern days. At Marubeni in particular, social contribution and preservation of the environment are very important key phrases. Let us present a case of our pulp and paper operation in Indonesia and Japan that illustrates how we proceed such activities.
Indonesia, the island of Sumatra. Here, PT Tel Corporation, a member of the Marubeni Group, produces 450,000 tons of pulp annually. All the lumber used in production are procured from our own forestation operation. The trees planted here are acacia. Acacia trees mature in just 6 years. Mature acacia trees are harvested as raw material for pulp production, and nursery trees are planted to restore the forest. The forest is planted with nursery trees every year, and the extended forestation area to date has made it one of the largest in the world owned by a Japanese company. We have created 20,000 job opportunities in the local community. Housing and even a school have been built on the plant property, effectively creating a new city. Social contribution and environmental preservation. Marubeni strives for coexistence and mutual prosperity with the local people and community. Let us show you environmental preservation in Japan. Koa Kogyo is a member of the Marubeni Group of companies. Koa Kogyo produces 100% recycled paper. Used paper collected from the local community is dissolved, separated into pulp textile and impurities, and reused to produce paper. Industrial wastewater generated in the process is purified to the same level as natural water and then discharged into the Bay of Suruga. We plant trees to produce pulp that is used to make paper. Used paper is recycled to make more paper. This is another valuable sequence by Marubeni, a concrete example of our philosophy of environmental preservation.
There is one underlying corporate philosophy common to all of these operations at Marubeni. That is, creation of new values. It is a manifestation of the constantly aggressive Marubeni spirit. To us, maintaining the status quo means a fallback. Let us present two cases from the many new business operations that we have developed.
Today, with increased awareness of food safety and recycling, the traceability of RFID technology is drawing global attention. RFID offers the possibility of significantly speeding up distribution control. Mighty Card, a member of Marubeni Group, has been one of the first to enter and quickly launch in markets in Japan and Asia. We are expecting full-scale implementation of our RFID system by Yodobashi Camera to trigger significant demand. Another new development we are focusing on is fuel cell projects. Marubeni has acquired the sole distribution rights in Japan and distribution rights in Asia for molten carbonate fuel cell technology. One example is our system operating at the Kirin Brewery at Toride. Biogas produced from factory wastewater is used to generate fuel cells. It's drawing global attention as a recyclable clean energy that is both very cost-effective and environmentally friendly.
The projects that we have presented here today are operations at which Marubeni is leading in the respective fields among the Japanese general trading companies. Marubeni grew with the successful recovery of our A plan that was initiated in 2001. We have implemented the G plan in 2006 with the aim to make further expansion.
Marubeni began single-handedly by a Omi merchant, now has a history extending almost 150 years. Through those many years, we have learned a great deal from these experiences. We will continue to create a new history with you. This is why Marubeni wants to serve you with a smile.